Do you ever wonder whether you will truly feel safe after you retire? Got this question from a viewer. It's really kind of stumped me for a little bit, but I took a shot at it tonight. I think you'll like what I've got. Really, this question or comment has an undertone of the biggest fear of retirees, that is running out of money. So first, a quick story. I lost 25% of my retirement savings in 2022, just a couple of years ago. Um, but a quick look at history. Since 1950, there have been 11 bear markets. Bear markets are a feature of the stock market in my investments. 57%, 57 was the worst market drop, and that was between 2007 and 2009. Again, just since 1950. That was the great financial crisis. I think you know what that is. It took 1.5 years to get to its from peak to bottom. Then it took 5.5 years to really go from peak to peak. So started high, went down to the trough, then came back up. It was 5.5 years. Actually, the dot-com bust from 2000 to 2002 did not return to new highs for 7 years. So also keep in mind, these were right up against each other. There was only 4 months between the start, the end of the dot-com to the beginning of the Great Recession. So, man, those were tight, close to each other. We call this the lost decade, really. 2000 to 2010 didn't get much in returns. I don't like using averages when I look at bear markets and bull markets. Because we live in specific events, and when you're retired, you're really trying to get good returns at the beginning of your retirement to prevent something called sequence of returns risk. The order of which you get those returns. I think this is a intelligent audience. I think you know what that is. Look it up if you don't. Sequence of return risk. But if you use averages, you'd say the average bear market since 1950 is right at 0.8 years. The average recovery is 2.9 years. So all I need is to protect myself from 4 years. Well, we just had a lot longer than that in the two examples that I just showed there with the dot-com and the great financial crisis. So, yeah, there's reason to be a little bit nervous about safety. We all know someone that is retired, was forced to go back to work. We all got those anecdotal stories. We all know people that are delaying retirement. 1 more year. I need more money. I need more money. Just for whatever reason, but there's fear involved there, safety involved. So today I'm going to discuss a little bit around what I do. Number 1, plan for the unexpected. No matter how much you save, life can throw curveballs at you. Could be a health issue, could be a market crash, could be a family emergency. A lot of things can happen. Safety isn't just about having a big bank account. It's about education, planning, and discipline. Those 3 things. So education, I just went through it a second ago. I know market history since 1950. I just reviewed that. So I don't stop at 1950. That's just what I shared. But bear markets are a history. 20% drops are a feature of the market. Time to recover is a feature of the market. So educate yourself on history. Prepare for the bad performance and bad numbers. I use buckets. I've talked about that a lot on other videos. Type in Joe Kuhn buckets in YouTube and you'll see all kinds of videos. I know I got 10. I retired when I had 6 years safe in fixed assets. In my bucket 1. I currently have 10. And, I've got 10 because I can. I got 10 because, bonds are getting better returns than when I retired in 2019. So that's why I've got 10 years. Discipline. Every 6 months, used to be once a quarter. Every 6 months, I go into a deep dive of my investments, how they're performing. I look at my buckets. I go into Boldin. I stress test my plan. I run it by a few individuals. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But I have people that I discuss the details of my plan with. Inside of the planning, I do stress test with any new information, like, hey, bond returns are not returning zero like they were, 2010 to 2021 at least. So they're getting better returns. Inflation. I'm telling you, when I retired in 2019, I wasn't really thinking that much about inflation. Inflation's like 2.5%, right? Why stress it? Well, life changes. Okay, I want to talk about two pillars of safety, okay, in retirement. Pillar number one is financial security. It's running out of money, okay? One key awareness I want you to come out of this video with is fear exists in the abstract. Fear exists in the abstract, meaning that you can beat fear by bringing some data, some education, some planning to the party. So it's not all about how much you have, it's how much you spend and your plan, right? It's your plan. Okay. So a couple actions under, and I'll have a summary at the end, but under retirement safety and for money financially, stop looking at your balances daily. Folks, that'll grind you up, especially on the way down. It's kind of fun on the way up, but on the way down, it'll grind you into the ground and maybe make you make some bad decisions. Do you have a written plan? Has it been externally verified? That means somebody besides you knows the details of your plan and have challenged it. No substitute for that, folks. No substitute for externally validated. I'll talk about that one more. Has your plan been stress tested? Don't just make a plan that solves. Is it realistic? What's going to happen when you have low returns, like say stock market returns 4% for the next 5 years? What happens? High inflation numbers, put in 6% inflation. What happens? What falls apart? Early death, a health expense, unplanned expenses around the house. Stress test it. I'm going to make a video on that a little bit later. I'm working on it now. And like I said, externally verified. I'll tell you, that's huge. Pillar number two, and I added this one on purpose, so humor me. It's on health and longevity. Health is wealth. I'm telling you, you learn this the day after you retire, so that's why I'm stressing it, so you can know about it in advance. Health span and longevity takes a lot of luck, a lot of genes, a lot of things you don't control, but there's also some planning and some discipline, okay? My story, I try to control what I control on health: stress, sleep, exercise, nutrition, preventative care. I get an annual physical. I just 2 weeks ago, I think it was, I got my colonoscopy, looking for colon cancer. Runs a little bit in my family, not a lot, but a little bit. But things happen. I just don't want them to be my fault. And I think that's my message here is, take the luck, whatever, good or bad, you're not going to do anything about that. But don't make it your fault that you have a health span issue. Again, fear exists in the abstract. Take action. Educate yourself on nutrition and how it can help a lot with disease. A lot. Nutrition. One of my biggest retirement regrets is not getting serious about my health span, not my lifespan. There's a difference between health span, that's your healthy years. I didn't get serious till after retirement. Okay, question for you on health span is it the safest thing for you to keep working? Are you getting the right amount of sleep, exercise, reducing stress? You focused on what nutrition means to your health, and it's huge. And are you doing all the preventative care, or are you getting busy with life? The safety myth. Here's the truth. Retirement safety is a myth if you think it's a one and done plan. You're going to come up with the perfect plan. You figured it out. There's one perfect plan. You don't need to make any changes. That's a myth. Okay. Safety changes. Okay. Inflation was on nobody's radar in 2019. Okay. Bond funds have changed. Bonds, you used to get 0.1% on a bond. Now you can get 4. Okay. It was 5.5. Solutions for me: keep learning, adapting, and diversifying my income. I have no individual stocks. I got all funds. Okay. I got bonds. I got a money market fund. I got a checking account. That's all I've got. I do have 17% of my equities are in international funds. This was a godsend. Now, don't roll your eyes because you're thinking, international, those are terrible. Well, they haven't always been terrible. You're falling into a recency bias. Check 2000 to 2010. I averaged in my accounts, I was in the accumulation phase, but I averaged 4.5% compounded annual growth rate during the last decade. Okay, because I had international funds. And here's a huge thing that's a solution for me, and this is very hard. You're not trying to sorry, I'm having trouble tonight with my words. You're not trying to maximize returns in retirement. You want safety with growth. Okay. So there will be people that get higher return than you, but they're taking more risk. Okay. They're taking more risk. Call to action. Don't just save for retirement. You've got to build a dynamic plan, and you have to have process discipline. I review mine every 6 months. I talked about that already. So my practical tips, this is the summary bringing it all together for feeling safer with your money in retirement. Number one, keep educating yourself. YouTube is great for this. There's a lot of great content out there. I'm just telling my stories. There's great content creators out there that they're certified financial planners. Listen to them. Number two, diversify investments. That's what I do. And income streams. I'm not trying to maximize my returns. Diversify investments. Don't just have everything in Apple stock. That may work out great, may work out terrible. 3, stop looking at your balances daily. Especially in a down market. Number 4, I didn't mention this yet, but delay Social Security as long as possible. Again, these are my tips for myself. You do whatever you want. When you go into comprehensive software like Boldin, what my plan is in when you stress test your plan and go high with inflation or low with returns, one of the biggest levers, let me say the biggest lever to bring your percent successful higher is delaying Social Security. Okay, so if you have it at 62 in your plan, it all feels good, stress test it, lower returns, higher inflation, and then move your Social Security and see what happens to your Monte Carlo score. It's a big lever. Number 5, you got to have plan discipline. Every 6 months, I dig into my investments, stress test my plan, I update things inside of Boldin. Number 6, build a support network. This has to be at least one more person that looks at your plan and gives you some critical feedback on gaps, concerns, in a loving way. This can be a friend. This can be a fee-only financial advisor. Hiring a financial planner could be the smartest thing you do if it provides safety and security for you. It can be the best thing you do. Now, I don't hire one. I'm a DIY person, but it takes a lot of effort to learn. And I have friends. I have 2 people in a study group with me that I run everything by. I have a financial advisor provided for me, Neil, that I run everything by before I take any action. Being alone in my own head, with my own thoughts in my basement is not conducive to having safety thoughts and confidence in retirement. Case closed. Number 7, remember that fear thrives in the abstract. That means you do these actions, get specific about history of markets, your plan, you stress test it with other folks, you know your plan, you know the levers. That's where fear has a tough time surviving. When the market went down in 2022, I knew I had a plan. I knew I had people that I was talking to about the plan. I knew I was educating myself. I was prepared for the market to go down. Number 8, trust your personal ability to adapt. You've gotten through life so far to this point where you've saved enough to be thinking about retirement. You can adapt. You can adapt. Trust yourself. Okay, in closing, yes, at 6.5 years retired, I do feel safe. The market has helped a lot. I even felt safe in 2022. I wasn't concerned at all. I wasn't, fearful at all. I would say a 0 on a scale of 0 to 10. Was I concerned? I guess safety for me in retirement really started the day I retired. Um, Now it's easy to say the market hasn't gone through a 5, 6, 10 year bear market and return, but I had far more fear about money matters until the day I walked out the door of my job. Honestly, I felt, like I said, most unsafe about my money the day before I retired. And I think far less about money now that I am retired and been retired and got a system and got a plan and got a network of people that I rely on, and I've educated myself tremendously. So in closing, what's your biggest fear in retirement? And did anything on this list resonate with you? Was there anything new you discovered from this list of actions that I take to feel safer in retirement? Let me know in the comments. This is Joe.